At the hearing of the White House's Religious Liberty Commission, President Trump announced that the Department of Education will soon issue new guidance protecting the right to prayer in public schools. Total protection, according to the president. And let me tell you, it's a welcomed announcement, and it should be celebrated. But it's not a finish line. It's a starting line. The Trump administration, and I hope you understand what they're doing, they're opening a door. They can't solve all these problems. They can't take faith into the schools, but they can allow it by protecting our rights as Christians. And so the Trump administration is opening a door that the church should go through enthusiastically, with boldness. And thankfully, there are already groups out there who have been working their way into schools across the nation, including that of my next guest. Joining me now to discuss this is Joel Penton, founder and CEO of LifeWise Academy, a nonprofit that provides Bible education to public school students during the school hours with parental permission. Joel, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining me.
Tony, thanks for having me again.
So this is pretty exciting to me, Joel. The president is helping to create an environment that is welcoming of faith and not hostile to it. But the church, this is not a time to sit back and become complacent. I think we should be compelled to get behind ministries like yours and start other ministries to get into our schools.
That's exactly right. This is an exciting time. It definitely feels as though the pendulum is swinging back. We reach some sort of extreme of marginalizing the things of God, of pulling God out of, the lives of public school students. And I think that we as a society are seeing how detrimental that has become. And so now is the time to say, hey, let's reintroduce students to the gospel. Let's see the Word of God go to work.
Now, you talk about the pendulum swinging. It can swing back the other direction. So I think there's a sense of urgency that we need to act now. I agree with you. I think culturally people are realizing the path we've gone down has not been working. However, the policies of the federal government have a big influence on the direction that, in this case, schools go, and that could change in just a few years. So now is the time to act. So tell us about the growth of LifeWise Academy and the doors that are opening to you and the steps that you're taking to go through them.
Yes, well, thank you. The growth really has been incredible. We are just trying to keep up. As you mentioned, we provide Bible education to public school students during school hours. It's under a little-known practice called released time religious instruction. The Supreme Court has ruled that it's constitutional for students to be excused during school hours to attend religious classes as long as it's off school property, privately funded, and students have parental permission. We launched our ministry just 6 years ago. Our goal was to serve 25 schools by 2025. And Tony, we are already confirmed for this school year to be in over 1,100 schools across 34 states. People all over the country, when they find out it's possible to teach the Bible during school hours, they're raising their hands and saying, I want this in my community.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. This is something Family Research Council was involved in many years ago in California, of all places. What's been interesting is we've worked with you on this and helped expand it in the various states, is that the blue states were more aggressive in this than the red states. And that's where we're now turning our attention to those politically conservative states that have ignored this opportunity that the Supreme Court said was available back in the 50s.
Yes, it's really interesting that some of the states that have the strongest laws protecting this religious freedom would be those states that you would least expect it. The state of New York, the state of Wisconsin, some of these other states. And as you said, in just recent years, there are several states, in fact, seven states in the last 18 months that have passed bills that establish that this is a right to families. If a family wants release time religious instruction for their children, the school can't say no, they need to allow it.
All right, so in what ways can our viewers and listeners help?
Yes, well, we would love for everyone listening to find out what's happening in your community. If you go to our website, lifewise.org, you can look up any school district in the nation and you can see what's the status. Are there other people in my community interested? Maybe there's already a program up and running. Maybe it's in process. Perhaps you would be the first one to raise your hand and say that I want this in my community. And in fact, that is step one. We have what we call a community interest list where you can find your school district, sign your name, simply saying, I want this in my community. Once we have 50 signatures, we then go through the process of starting a local chapter.
So there's different things that people can do depending on where they're at. If you're in a state that doesn't have this, begin to pray. Begin to work with others. Maybe your church, another organization might want to partner with Joel and his team. Maybe you have it and you just need to take it to, it's law in your state, and you just need to take it to your school board or your principal and see it. So there's different things. Give that website again so people know where to go, Joel.
Yes, it is lifewise.org. You can see videos, you can look at resources, but before you leave, click the button that says Find Your School and look up your local school district. And Tony, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your support. Much of this growth and success that we've seen in the spread of this ministry is because of people like yourself spreading the word and lending a helping hand.
Well, we're excited about it and the opportunity that's before us. And as I said, the Trump administration is opening doors, but the church has to go through them. We have to take this truth to children, and we have the opportunity. Joel, thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you real soon.
Yes, thank you.